Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome to another episode of the Dork Side of the Ring podcast. I'm your host, the purveyor of all things dorky within the scope of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. I am Grumm. Hello, welcome. It is a pleasure to have you here today. A little burp there. I don't know if you heard that. Good to have you. Glad to have you. This week we got my friends Nora and Biomart and Nora talked about the Kennel from Hell match. This was fun because Nora and Bio both aren't professional wrestling fans at all. No. They're two friends from Grand Theft Auto Roleplay. And a lot of fun. Shorter episode this week. Scheduling stuff, things busy, things of that nature. But you know what? It's good. We talk about some stuff. We have some laughs at the. It's just the fact that the Big Bossman was doing what the Big Bossman did around this time, from stealing caskets off of graves to kidnapping and feeding dogs to gentlemen. But yes, we watched the Kennel from Hell match, and it was a good time, good fun match to watch. It was like it's a very weird match. It's awful in concept, and obviously we didn't get the true experience because, you know, Peacock Network and such, you know, they censored, WWE, edits out, some of the angles and whatnot, or puts in different angles of things. So we don't see, because I think in the original airing, they have the dogs like shitting and pissing and fucking and everything. So, but not on the Peacock Network. But we do still see some pissing because it's hard to not see it sometimes. Any news for the podcast? I have done a soft launch of the Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/Grumm, you can sign up on the Patreon anywhere from $1 to $25. I would say your best bang for your buck is maybe the $10 one if you're a fan of the Dork Side of the Ring. You get ad-free regardless. Future ad-free should I ever get sponsors. But also you get like weekly. You get ahead of you get advanced viewing a week ahead of time of next week's episode, basically. And you also have you get the just get like video or audio. Some extra stuff. You get a little bit. Probably is going to be the live commentary of things, of us reacting to things. Hopefully, I can get the video without copyright issues. Hopefully, nobody narcs on us. But we can talk about. I can put it over the audio. We watch it, and we have a good laugh about that. At least one a month, and just good stuff, because I think a lot of it is some good stuff, especially like this one. It's basically an alternate commentary of a wrestling fan explaining to two non-wrestling fans what's going on. It's a little fun. So go to patreon.com/Grumm, or you can also find all that information in my Discord if you go to join.grumm.tv. And you can find all my social links. Also, you join in the Discord. We've got my streams going on in there. Soon, I'm slowly transitioning off of Twitch into a more personable community streaming content thing, and also on YouTube. All that all that information's there. Do yourself a favor. Go to join.grumm.tv, and you can get the link there. Or if you go to patreon.com/Grumm, you get your information there. Without further ado, let me throw it to myself and Biomart and Nora. Hello, welcome to the Dork Side of the Ring. I am Grumm, as you already know, because I gotta figure out how to do these things. Maybe we'll just start having casual conversation. Anyways, I am with my friends here, Biomart and Nora. Biomart, alphabetically, you go first. Introduce yourself. Tell the people where they can find you on the webs if you want to be found.
I don't even know. Twitter is like @Biomart_, I think. I think, right?
I think so.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm a law student in my first year, trying to go into public defense, doing my thing. Met Grumm on Grand Theft Auto. We play Grand Theft Auto together.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do. Nora, introduce yourself. Give the people the relevant information needed to know about your whereabouts, where you are comfortable with them knowing, where they know, where they can find you on the internet.
My exact address.
Dox you. You live in Alaska.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Doesn't even matter.
Immediate doxing.
Immediately.
All right. I am Nora. Username of Norlula. I'm doing some cool projects. You can find me by searching Norlula in the most search bars in social media and Twitch or YouTube.
There you go. Norlula. Which is great. I remember when I saw it, my brain, because I know Nora, my brain was like, Nora Lula. And I was like,
yeah.
There's.
I think I took the A out on purpose.
Yeah, just messing with my brain.
Nora puts the lol in Nora.
You know the emote, the laughing emote?
Yes.
I can literally just try to make it blank because my my emote's cut off at Norlu lol with the L at the end. So it's, yeah.
Norlol.
Norlol.
It's like a Norwal that's laughing.
So I could do Norlu lol.
Mm.
Just put an OL.
Oh no.
I think I did.
I think you did. I know you did. Some of them you went and put the A at the end of the prefix.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
That
Just complete the name.
Yeah.
Honestly, just plug those. Just sub to. Just give Nora $5 a month to unlock the emotes.
Yeah, they're great emotes. Great emotes.
Oh yeah. You know, I've gotten 3 subs without doing anything.
They're so good.
Past week.
They're worth it.
Yeah, that's.
Cool.
Have you made your money back on the emotes?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't Twitch payout until I have $100.
Yeah.
And I haven't streamed, and not many people know I have affiliate yet. So when I say, yeah, I have emotes, and like, oh, you're affiliate? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just have emote slots.
I just made emote. I paid to have commissioned emotes for when I eventually get them.
Yeah, they're
it's about
just for
future
me.
proofing.
Yeah.
Honestly, the emotes are just for me currently until I have more tier 1 slots.
Oh, so they're in your Discord? No.
They're in the Discord. No, they're in some of them are in the Discord.
Yeah, no, it's more
be privately invited to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't invite anybody, so nobody else can use these emotes that I've paid for. Talk about it. That's just.
I'll make another one that's just for me.
There you go. Put just one, the best one there, and they're like, ha, that's mine. So today, I'm glad to have you guys on the Dork side because I enjoy learning where my friends are on the spectrum of professional wrestling fandom. Nora, since we started with Biomart, we'll start with you on this. What's your experience with professional wrestling?
Professional wrestling?
Yeah.
So I know nothing.
Okay.
And I don't know. I've seen the like 2K video game of it. That's my experience. Where you can make weird slider characters and have them fight each other.
This is
for glory.
This is. I mean, I do my sub rumble every year.
Mm-hmm. See, I downloaded it and was gonna do something, but never.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
On it.
Yeah. Same. So was I. Now I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I was like, oh yeah, I was gonna do something. But yeah, no.
I'll reminisce on the projects we started and never finished.
Well, that's very much what we all do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you memed Rob over.
I know. Let's not get into it.
It still was a good.
You got chess hunters out there. So.
Yeah, you did, and the dodgeball anime. Biomart, what is your experience with professional wrestling?
Pretty much nothing. I watched some like YouTube documentaries and shit on like certain events, popular wrestling events, just because I think they're cool. And I watched Glow on Netflix. It had like 2 seasons, I think. And Alison Brie. It was really good.
Yeah, it's on my watch list.
It's a good show.
Never get around to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is good. The two of you don't know anything about wrestling, and
what?
this is
Come on.
I mean,
Nora
okay.
doesn't know anything.
I know nothing.
You're okay. You're cultured in the big things, which is good because we don't talk about the big things directly. Indirectly, we'll have conversations. But this is one thing I don't think you, Mr. Documentarium, has knew about. And I know Nora has, because Nora said, no.
What if I know about this?
If you know about this, this will fucking blow my mind. You're just lying.
That'd be so funny. We know more than you.
Just say that you knew about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Right after.
No, I would not be upset. I would just be like, this is good. So this is good. So before we do that, though, I have a question. Have either of you owned a pet dog?
I have 2.
Oh. Okay.
Nah, big cat and bird.
I would rather have cats at this point, though.
Okay. All right. So wait. So you'd rather? Okay. All right. Do you ever? So with your dog, the 2 dogs though, they're friendly to each other, right? Maybe.
Sometimes.
Like if an animal were to bug one of your dogs, your other dog would come help them, right?
I guess.
Is this a lesson in like loyalty or something?
Is this like a loyalty?
Well, no. I'm just asking because dogs have they come from a pack mentality. That's their history.
I think cats would come like scratch someone. If
Is that even true though? Isn't that the whole like alpha thing debunked?
Well, no.
There's not.
The alpha thing has been debunked. Them being in packs is not.
Well, let me clarify. It's real for like men in their 20s. That's real.
No, it's not.
No.
Wolves, no. But no, like there's definitely like a pack thing where like if you attack one, you attack all. They hunt in packs, and whatnot, and they communicate.
I suppose rabid dogs, that would be a thing.
Rabid dogs are solo though.
Rabid dogs are
No, I think some trash dogs would work together.
Trash? What is it? Dude, would you like to explain what a trash dog is to the audience?
Like a stray or something.
Okay. It's like what rats are to raccoons.
Eat trash, so I assume they're called trash.
Raccoons are the trash people, and rats are trash dogs.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure they have wars.
They have wars. And horse wars and now trash dog wars. But yes, so I asked because dogs, they have loyalty to each other. And people, have a loyalty to dogs and vice versa. That's my dog, that's my person, all that stuff. But what happens when like you wrong a dog? If you accidentally step on a dog's paw, you're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, right? It yelps. You're like, oh my god.
I did it to my cat the other day. I felt so bad.
Yeah, but now your cat hates you, so.
No, she's sleeping right next to me.
Oh, look at you.
She forgives.
Oh, that's good. That's good. For now, right? So, back in 1999, there was a professional wrestler by the name of Al Snow. He got popular by bringing a mannequin head to the ring, screaming "head, head, head." This is the late 90s, so sexual innuendo very much implied.
I didn't get it.
His theme song would start, "What does everybody want?" and the crowd would scream, "Head." And then his theme song would then go, "What does everybody need?" And then they would go, "Head." And he'd come out and he'd headbang, but with the mannequin head, right?
The 90s were such a simple time. Holy shit.
It was, well, this got over in ECW, like a minor league company, to the point where he got a championship opportunity, came into the arena, and everybody had mannequin heads. Somebody had bought a bunch of plastic styrofoam mannequin heads, and they're just doing it, and then at the end of the song, they just pelt him. They throw them all into the ring.
How long did he milk this for?
Several years.
Nice.
So, is a lot of things. At the time, he found the ire of one Big Bossman. Big Bossman is basically he was introduced in the WWE in the late 80s as a prison guard from Cobb County, Georgia. As a bad guy. Very socially ahead of time for Vince McMahon.
Wait, what? So what?
So the Big Bossman was a cop. He had a billy club.
He was introduced
as a bad
guy. Okay.
Yep, yeah, and he was
Why is he wrestling? He needs to like make. He's not paid enough.
He got fired because he beat a prisoner.
They let him keep the
uniform. Yeah, I
outfit?
guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
That's pretty good.
So
an extra.
he leaves the WWE in around early '90s, goes to WCW, and then comes back. And they, they're like, hey, this is the Big Boss Man. Except they modernize him to now where he's wearing tactical SWAT gear. So he's taken the evolution from being a bastard cop in uniform to being a bastard cop in like riot gear.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Right?
It's like fucking what's his name from Mortal Kombat?
Fuck, what's his face?
Yeah, he just has a gun.
Yeah, Striker.
Striker, that's the one. Yeah.
So
he literally comes out and just goes stop resisting and then like shoots like Goro or whatever.
Yeah, it's very topical. But Big Boss Man is the Big Boss Man was a little different because not only did he like handcuff people now and beat them, he went very far
would he like handcuff them to the rope?
Yeah, and then beat them up.
Wow.
Yeah, or
Did he use chemical weapons at any point?
No.
I feel like that's an illegal item on the ring.
Yeah, but
so we're handcuffed.
Yeah.
Where does it end?
It doesn't end well for him. He died in like 2004, but like
in the ring?
No, not in the ring. No.
Has anyone ever died in the ring?
Yes, plenty of people.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Owen Hart being the most well known one. That one's a. Do yourself, since you're watching like YouTube documentaries, watch some like it's called the Dark Side of the Ring, which is where the name of this.
I'm gonna be high as shit scrolling through Wikipedias about people who died in the wrestling ring.
Owen Hart, Perro Aguayo Jr. There's been a lot. Misawa passed away in ring. Like there's been people who have like just dropped dead, and it's just some people being like the fit of health. Some people are just like they're wrestling into their 50s, like and wrestling at like 110 miles an hour. But anyways, back to the Big Boss Man. He is an evil guy. So it being the 90s was a big time for pro wrestling because they started to, as the culture became more edgier, the angst was in full effect. It allowed entertainment. South Park, was created and became a big thing, and the like. That allowed WWE to push the envelope in some aspects. One aspect was the Big Boss Man, and how evil could he be? He could be pretty evil. One time, he stole the casket of his rival's dead father from the funeral.
Wait, what?
Showed
up. Did he like show up to the funeral in like the wrestle gear?
He showed up to the funeral in a Blues Brothers-esque. You guys have seen Blues Brothers?
Yeah.
In an old-timey cop car for those who have not. With a fucking giant megaphone on the top.
Forfeiture, bitch. You're dead bad.
So they come over, he goes, and he's like, just, wah. He's like making fun of the, wah, my dad's dead. Like he's just being at the dead guy's funeral, right? As the Big Show is supposedly talking and speaking at his father's funeral, while other people are being buried, mind you. Like, this recently came out. They didn't, like, close the cemetery to film this.
Oh, my God.
There are other people burying people, and they're just hearing this guy with this thick Southern accent just calling, wah. You call you the Big Show, you the big baby. So, he like, basically pulls up. The Big Show jumps on his front windshield. Big Boss Man drives him off of it, and he's hurt. He's pretending to be hurt, like he's ow. Big Boss Man gets a chain out of his truck, wraps it around the casket handle.
Jesus Christ!
Wraps it around his bumper, drives off with it,
dragging it behind the car.
It is implied that his. Yes, he stole it. He was prepping for a weekend at Bernie's bank heist, much like Tilly TV. It's so good. That's not the worst thing he's ever done.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Did he like
Bio gets it
take a
wrong.
dead body out of a casket and then drag it behind?
No,
Okay.
no. Now it has to do with the question.
Not that bad.
It has to do with the question I was talking about earlier. Contextual question about
Did he kill a dog?
Go on.
Did he kill a dog on stage?
Go on.
Are you fucking serious?
Fucking awful.
It is implied. He is feuding with Al Snow. He is feuding with Al Snow. And this is another dork side. I probably should have started with this. And then just on like the next episode, have somebody else talk about this. But we'll just talk about it at a later time, like when it's, like more in line with the actual time it happened, right? He stole Al Snow's pet dog, Pepper.
What kind of dog?
No.
It was like a little little dog.
He killed the other competitor's dog?
Oh, I wish that was only the case.
Are you fucking... There's more?
There's more. He invites Al Snow to his hotel room to return him his dog. His dog Pepper, his beloved Pepper.
He's got it in like a suitcase or something. He slides it across the ground.
And Al Snow comes in and he's like, whoa, where's Pepper? Where's Pepper? And he's like, Big Bossman's like, hey, Al, look. I'll return it if you share a dinner with me.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
So he feeds him a steak. And he goes, the steak is good. What'd you put in this steak? And he's like, a little seasoning, a little salt,
pepper,
and a whole lot of pepper.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's not what we're watching today. No. That is the lead up to what we're watching.
When he feeds him his dead dad.
No, what we're watching is the culmination of this rivalry. At Unforgiven 1999, it is Al Snow.
That's just killing something. A rivalry.
Yeah, it's a rivalry. Al Snow versus Big Bossman in a Kennel from Hell match. We're going to watch the
dog or...
He basically, Al Snow said, you pissed, you did, I'm going to get my revenge. What you did with Pepper was wrong, but I'm not the only person that's mad at you. So are Pepper's friends. And it's implied that Pepper had friends who are dogs that are, trained canine killer dogs.
Okay.
And we're going to watch.
Did they put him in a cage with a bunch of dogs?
Kind of.
Okay.
There's a cage.
Is this like did you get this video from like Live Leak or something?
No, this was on pay-per-view. This is 1999. Okay?
This is... am I about to watch dog fighting?
No, it is not dog fighting.
It's dog fighting adjacent, though.
Kind of, yes.
Oh my God. This is like not that far removed from like gladiatorial shows in fucking Rome.
Correct.
It's like close.
This is Shakespeare meets the Roman gladiator fights. Correct, yes.
Jeez.
Wow.
We're going to watch that here. We'll be right back here on the Dork Side of the Ring. Hey baby, this is the American Dream Dusty Rhodes here to talk to you about a couple things that we got going on here on the Dork Side of the Ring podcast. We got a couple things. You like what you're seeing here, you're listening to it, you like it, do a couple things. You go to our Twitter, you go to our Instagram at DorksideRing, baby. And then you do that. You can also go to join.grumm.tv. That's join, like joining the club, grumm, like the host.tv, like the television screen. You can see Dusty Rhodes whining and dining with kings and queens, you can do all that stuff. Because if you go there, you join the Discord, you'll be a part of the greater community of Dork Side of the Ring and other Grumm projects, baby. You also, if you want to, there's a little bit, hasn't been publicly announced too much. There's a kind of a little secret between you and me, Dusty Rhodes, and you, the fans of Dusty Rhodes. Baby, let me tell you something. You go to patreon.com/Grumm. You can become a patron of Grumm and all of his nice fancy content for just as simple as $1, baby. Just $1 to support Grumm. You can also do the $5 tier, $10 tier, $25 tier, $25 tier, baby. You get exclusive, baby. Exclusive Dork Side of the Ring episodes just for you. That's right. That's at $25. $10 you don't get that, but you do get I should have done this in reverse. At $1 you just helping out, you get more Discord areas and whatnot. $5 you get early access to episodes, baby. That's right, early access to Dork Side stuff. We also get other things, baby. You also get other things. You can get access to Grumm's live streams and talk to him while he's streaming, baby, making content. You also can get producer credits on his YouTube stuff. That's right, YouTube. I don't know, Dusty Rhodes don't know too much about that, but what I do know is, if you enjoyed what you're listening to here on the Dork Side of the Ring, ultimately another way you can help is to go to the Apple Podcast Store, find Dork Side of the Ring podcast, leave a 5-star review. It'll help us grow and be found in everything. I'm Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, telling you, if you want to wine and dine with kings and queens like me, and you don't want to be a homeless eating pork and beans, and you do what you gotta do, and you know what that means, baby. Dork Side of the Ring podcast. That's right, baby. So that was the the Kennel from Hell match.
Bulletproof vest thing is kind
That's
of
a lot.
Yeah.
cheating.
It was a lot. So the Kennel from Hell. Well, what did you guys think of it? Did you think it was a satisfying revenge for Al Snow having to be force-fed his dog?
I mean, what he like
not
wasn't
really.
satisfied to leave until he hit him in the head with a mannequin head.
Yeah.
Like that didn't feel like. I feel like him getting eaten by dogs would have been more appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But also, I feel like they underestimated the
over-
difficulty of using dogs
Yeah.
as props.
yeah.
Well, like,
they were not very cooperative.
No, they weren't. As soon as they walk into the cage, one of them is pissing. Like, not even like
Well, I mean,
taking.
that was before they entered the cage. They were pissing in the entrance.
Yeah. Well, like, they're just
They're
pissing.
fucking terrified. They've never seen that many people.
Yeah, right. And they
all
start
the
barking at
lights on
each
'em.
other.
They got 3 other dogs around them.
That they've never met before.
So I did write down a couple questions, to kind of, that when I was thinking of this, like what would you like? What's got to be the worst way to like exact your revenge? Because this is pretty much like
if your dog was fed to you,
sure, or just in general, like
how would you?
like.
I mean,
like-
my mind immediately goes to John McAfee, right? Because he killed a guy, like almost certainly killed a guy, and I think that's what he was arrested for is killing a dude because that dude killed his dog.
Mhm.
So he just straight like murked him.
I feel like that's the most satisfying, right? You're like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
he
kill
just
this. Like,
killed a guy.
Yeah. I'm only killing one guy. Like not John Wick level. I'm not going all that
No.
level, but
Yeah.
Not killing the whole company.
No, you're just the person who killed your dog. Like, just enjoy. Like, let me put together the most convoluted setup ever, and then make it like I swear somebody like was like, well, you know how like evil people have like a moat filled
Crocodiles.
with crocodiles and sharks, laser pit,
Right, that's like the villain boss guy who
Right?
has that.
right? The good
Not
guy
like
has this.
Random villain 5. All right.
Yeah, that is a lot for a good
The
guy
moat
to have
with
Rottweilers,
crocodiles
especially.
is like
Yeah.
the Mad King.
Maybe like Labradors or like Golden Retrievers or something. Like
Yeah.
for like the good guys' dogs, right?
Right,
But
yeah.
Rottweilers are rough. That's like German
Yeah.
Shepherd.
Like,
Yeah.
like God bless Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler for making do. Like Jerry Lawler could not. He's like, look, the dog's already peed off.
Yeah.
Like, and like they're getting at, he's making dog puns. He's like, oh, my neighbor's dog was in Major League Baseball. He was a Doberman pitcher. It's like,
I mean, you know, the first pitch, like the first cocaine fueled pitch for that episode is to get wolves. To, like, right? Like, and they had to settle for like young Rottweilers.
Yeah.
well, yeah, like that's the thing is like I feel like this is around the time. This is before people
There
still.
ever been like a match that's not in like the big arena?
Oh yes, yep. There's been a
Like
junkyard.
in the middle of the woods.
Yep.
Are there bears involved?
Nope. There's one in the woods. There was one in a farm graveyard.
All the
For the volcano. Yeah, all the maps from Super Smash Brothers.
yeah.
Actually, no. Like in 2020, like they They started because of the pandemic. They got a little creative with some of their matches.
So over Zoom.
So WB had a boneyard match, which was like it was supposed to be like in a graveyard, but it was also on a farm. It was like kind of like an action movie thing.
They ever done one while skydiving, like Final Destination?
No. They did one. They did do one. They did the Money in the Bank match, which was basically the objective is to climb a ladder and receive a briefcase that has a world title shot whenever you want that you can cash in at any time within a year. So they did it last year at 2020. You had to climb to the top of WWE headquarters.
Wow.
The building. So they have all these they're all these like building bits where like they're at catering or they're going into people's. Going to the bathroom and like
the office.
Yeah, they're fighting in front of like Vince McMahon.
That's creative, man.
Right.
I want one. I want one that's in a library and they have to be quiet,
so,
or else they lose.
There's been
red cards them.
The librarian, all caps. The wrestler.
There was one. It never paid off though.
The library.
A wrestler whose gimmick was they were the librarian. Like they tell everybody to shush. Right.
God, that's so good.
It just never went anywhere because it was never taken too serious.
The least amount of hype you can possibly get.
Yeah.
But there was also a match that happened within the headspace of John Cena.
In his mind.
What?
Yeah.
In like a big green screen area?
No, so they did it in like the WWE warehouse and they had all these props and whatnot and they basically did there was a character by the name of The Fiend and Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt was this guy who was a cult leader who had suffered a mental breakdown to the point where he had, two personalities.
I'm a wrestler.
One of which...
Oh, and they fight each other?
No. So one of them is like a twisted Mr. Rogers, like Firefly Funhouse. Like, it's a kid's show, but it's like very, like tongue-in-cheek and making references to things and breaking the fourth wall every so often. But like done with the guise of, hi, I'm Bray. I'm Mr. Wyatt. I'm Mr. Rogers. That type of stuff. But like it has that like just enough of that like that's creepy shit going on.
Yeah.
And then he has an alternate personality, but that is Bray Wyatt refers as just to him, which is the Fiend, and that's him with this like Slipknot inspired, really cool looking mask. And he like has a move where he snaps people's necks, except then he goes on. But then they go on to have a regular match. It
kills people.
It's a very weird. It's a
move. I kill people.
It doesn't work, right? Like it absolutely should work.
It just gets so much better the longer it goes on because they ran out of ideas.
Yes,
so they go with the crazy shit.
So his first like championship match was in a Hell in a Cell, which was kind of like this match, except there's no dogs and there's no inner cell. It's just the big cage around. And he wrestled, and they made it in red lighting, like a horror movie, and they gave him this big, like, Joker, Harley Quinn inspired hammer. Yeah. But, like, they gave him this big cartoonish hammer that looked like a Joker, Harley Quinn-esque.
It's phenomenal.
Right?
So weird.
And, like, people were like, boo, this sucks. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. This is, like, it's creative. The worst part wasn't that, he had this cartoonish shit. It was the fact that, like, the match ended. A match that has the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. He loses because he just keeps taking all this punishment and keeps getting up, and the refs are like, this guy's gonna commit murder to win, and this guy's gonna die. We got to stop this match. No, but that was the thing. Bray Wyatt loses the match. The Fiend loses the match because he just keeps coming and coming and coming like a horror movie villain.
Wow.
So they just didn't really understand how to really do that character.
Yeah,
but
you can make it a wrestler that's invincible, but that sort of defeats the point of wrestling.
Correct.
Yeah.
But at WrestleMania, they were going to have him versus John Cena. This is 2 years ago.
How did they choose who's going to win?
They just decide who needs to win, who do we want to win. Who's going to do what after this. Like, John Cena is going to go away for a bit, so he's going to lose. Mm-hmm. So John Cena basically goes into the TV show, but then he goes into the door. Like, there's a door that says, do not enter, least ye be feared.
comes back.
And it basically, the idea is it goes into his head, and it plays all these parts of his career. Like, hey, this is when you first started out. Don't you wish things went different? Prevent you from decades of pain and misery? No? Okay, we'll keep going then.
It's like fucking the Scarecrow.
Dude, it absolutely is. And I'll send you. I think it might be watchable on YouTube. If not, I'll show you guys at a later time. It is absolutely some of the best stuff that WWE has put out that is just does not make any sense.
Just all fever dream.
And they've basically made it non-canon.
Wow.
Which is the worst part about it. But it makes it cool because it's like, all right, well, I can appreciate this without it being ruined by like adding to it, like trying to top it. Like this thing happened in a vacuum.
It's like a bottle episode.
Yeah. But yeah, they've had matches outside the ring and whatnot that have like there was not to win the title, but I think he lost the title earlier this year. Al Snow, the hardcore title. They had a match that was like 60% outside of the arena. Like getting where he's like fighting in like in the woods and like a local junkyard and whatnot.
God, it's so good.
Yeah. Nord, you gotta head out, right?
I gotta go.
Bio, do you want to continue or?
I'm good for whatever, brother.
Okay.
I as soon as this ends, I'm gonna keep packing.
Well, we'll go for a little bit longer. Nord, do you want to tell the people where they can find you? Again,
you can find me on Twitch TV Norlula. You can find me on Twitter at Norlula, and you can find me on YouTube at Norlula.
That's Norlula.
ULA.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you, Nora. It was good to have you.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it was fun.
We'll do this again. We'll get you on
short
for
amount of time.
We'll get you on a little longer and whatnot.
I thought it was going to happen later in the day. So.
Yeah. No, this is good. This is good.
And everyone's kind of in a different time from where I am because I'm in the past at the moment.
You are hours in the past. You were. Yeah. The sun is still up.
The future is gonna go.
I will. So far, so good. I'll give you a heads.
Warn me when something's coming.
Will do. Right. Absolutely.
Peace, Nora. Talk to you later.
Right.
Take it easy, Nora. Yeah, no. But we'll go for a little bit longer here to fill out the episode a little bit. Listeners, hi, hello, welcome. But yeah, so it's just nonsense, really, like wrestling. And that's the thing is like you and Nora are great because you don't have context to this. Where like a jaded wrestling fan, I explained like. They lived through the Fiend stuff and like this is dumb. This doesn't make sense.
That's the thing though, is like that's the same shit with like the dogs. Like the writers were just like, we'll do a dog episode. Just look like dogs. How much does a Rottweiler cost to like bring in?
Yeah, they got a decent amount of them too.
Yeah, I mean they got the package deal. Clearly, they're just pissing everywhere and mad at each other.
And like they're not good at it either. Like,
well, they're clearly not. I don't think they're show animals. Like, I think they're just some guys' Rottweilers that they found.
Yeah. They like. I feel like that. Like, you're like, can we get wolves? It's like, no, we can't get wolves. But
my cousin has these Rottweiler pups down the street.
Are they vicious?
I don't know. They're kind of mean to each other.
Perfect. That's great.
They're not toilet trained yet though.
So. I was doing a little bit of like background on this to see if I can find stuff, and I can't remember if they tried to get like actual like police dogs, like trained dogs,
like canines.
Yeah, because like that at the very least you could train them to be like, hey, like But I think
that wouldn't make any sense.
Why not?
He's the cop. You can't stick the cop.
I think that might.
On the cop.
Again, I'm not entirely sure. I couldn't find anything, but I feel like I do feel like that the case is like they were indeed trying to do that, and then the thought process is like no.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, those training programs for canines are very like intensive, and if they fuck up, they just like they like disband them from the program, right? They just like send them home or whatever.
So yeah. If they misbehave, like they're just like no,
they could have gotten.
This is a bad cop dog.
Yeah, they could have gotten the bad batch of canine units that like dropped out or whatever, flunked out.
So A couple years ago, Al Snow did an interview about it, and basically like what led up to it. And one of the writers for WWE was like, we're gonna get rid of this your mannequin head. Like we're gonna get rid of it.
Oh my god.
He said he came to me. The writer Vince Russo came to me because they wanted to get rid of the head, but they couldn't because it was so over.
It's his whole thing,
right? Exactly. Everybody loves it. You can't get rid of it. So Vince Russo had seen the movie Son of Sam, where he heard voices from a Chihuahua. So he wanted to give me a Chihuahua. Told me the whole thing. I said, "Great." My exact words: "Please make sure you have a highly trained animals." Why? Well, because the number one rule in entertainment is you don't work with animal or kids. They always outshine you, upstage you, or they'll screw you up your whole scene. So,
oh my god!
And especially in porn, never work with animals or kids. Like this is Al Snow, like which that I think that's just a punchline, right? Like, hey, look, especially in porn, don't work with animals or kids because that's illegal. So the Chihuahua was highly trained. I can interact with it, right? Yeah, no problem. Okay, he shows up to TV the next week. This is a transcript from the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Show up to TV the next week. There's the Chihuahua. There's a lady sitting with a Chihuahua. I ask, "Oh, you're his trainer?" "No, I'm the owner." "Oh." They called
it's just some lady's Chihuahua.
They called a veterinary clinic in Detroit and got a list of names with people who owned a Chihuahua. God. That's it. I immediately go to Vince Russo. I swear to you, as I went to Vince Russo. "You understand?" I said, "Trained animals." "Oh, it's just a Chihuahua. It'll be fine. When we get those things with these dogs, we have to have trained animals. Do you understand, Vince?" Now, I forget exactly how many months the storyline went. It was a long time. Do you need to know how many times I reiterated that we need trained animals? Numerous times. That we needed to train animals. Numerous times we need to train animals. Like he's saying this in the interview, like just making it a point to be like, look, yeah.
Or he's washing his hands of it.
Right? Yeah.
It could have been his idea too.
I don't think so. Just because I don't think he's the kind of guy. Well, why would you want to get rid of the head thing? So because they were at this time he's not like that was the return of head where it was like it's head.
Right.
I show up to Charlotte, notice that there are 7 or 8 dogs with 7 or 8 different people. I walk around. One has some obedience training. Now
Oh my god.
Now you have to understand the entire match, the entire angle is built around the focal point of these being these dogs.
So were those the owners?
Yes. How can you use these dogs? God. What can you do with these dogs? Please explain to me, because I would like to hear somebody tell me what they can expect you to do with them when they're out there urinating, defecating, and fornicating
freaking out
so much that they couldn't even show it on TV. When the gimmick of the match is you're inside a cage, it's inside a cell that has sharks surrounding it, dogs that you now need to get through and out the other side, you can't even interact with the dogs. Curious, but now it become a joke, and it's all my responsibility, even though I had no control over it.
Yeah, you could tell they were trying to not step on them.
Yeah,
or fall on them.
I would have made sure I found trained dogs that were highly trained with one person, because every time I went and spoke to Russo, I said that. Vince McMahon himself actually apologized for putting me in that situation. So now I get the people to ask me about it all the time because it's such a joke when I had nothing to do with it. Number one rule in wrestling is if you have to take a shit and make shinola. The number one rule in wrestling is you have to take shit and make shinola. So it was my responsibility to try to make it the best match I could in spite of the fact that we couldn't even utilize the dogs. Bought a bunch of weapons out, tried to do everything I could to take the focus off. We literally sold the audience for months.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Big Bossman was upset about it. It was embarrassing for both of us. It was embarrassing just for me. It was embarrassing for him too. I mean, we're put in this ridiculous situation. What do you do? So, I love it when people ask me questions because it gives me an opportunity to tell my side. Any person with a half an intellect would understand that if you make a murder mystery novel and then there's no body, there's no murder, well, what are you going to tell a story about? Which now I'm like, man, we should do a bit on Tilly. When there's a
no
murder,
body, yeah.
but we do 100% not the murder, but there's no murder.
Body.
There's no murdering.
People walking around.
Yeah.
God, that's ridiculous. That those were the owners, which it makes sense because they probably just cashed him a fat check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which significantly less fat than getting actually trained dogs.
Oh yeah. No, saves you some money. You don't have to worry.
I'd be really interested to know what they were paid for that.
Man, they'd probably be like, "Hey, you get free tickets to the wrestling show, and
also we'll feed you
$150."
feed you barbecue at the
yeah,
to end your dog.
We'll give you $150, I guess, maybe. Like if you really think about it, like what is the like, I don't know, if you had a dog like and it was a Rottweiler, like how much would it, like if some, all right, let's do this. Somebody wanted to use your cat in a wrestling match.
Right. $100 gift card to a Cracker Barrel.
That's it?
No, I'm saying that's what they were paid.
Oh, that's what they were paid.
Yeah. No, my cat would be into it. She'd do it for free.
Oh, yeah, but what are you doing it for?
This ain't my contract. She can negotiate her own shit.
Just imagining your cat just being like, meow, meow.
Yeah, she just vibes, dude. She would not be pissing all over the floor like those animals.
What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? I'll get it done in one take.
Yeah,
like,
she's the one take wonder for sure.
Yeah, no, I've seen her in action.
Yeah,
does great work. High quality kitty.
Yeah, she certainly doesn't just piss on the floor and bark. She definitely doesn't bark. I know that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I feel like my dogs would be like, yeah, like $150. Like that's a stressful thing, like to put them through. Like you could tell they're
incredibly stressful. Like you don't, and the thing is, you don't know what an animal is going to do in that situation, right? Which is why it's incredibly dangerous.
Like, what if the dogs just start going after each other? Like,
yeah, because you can have really nice dogs like at home. They're like really comfortable with you. But then you like take them to a dog park and they lose their fucking minds.
Yeah.
And that very well could have happened here. Like, I'm sure they didn't vet them. Like,
no.
Right?
No.
Yeah,
they probably just went down a list of, this person. Like, if it's like how Al Snow suggested it was, where it's like, we show up and it's the owner. You're like, oh.
Which that presents a huge conflict with the information security of the fucking vet. Like, right? I get a call one day from the WWE.
Hey, so we hear you have a black cat.
Yeah, what? Excuse me?
We'd like to hire it out. It's like, what?
It's a violation of my HIPAA rights.
It's a violation of your cat's HIPAA rights, right?
My cat's HIPAA rights, exactly.
Yeah, that's a violation of HIPAA rights. Not wearing a mask is not though.
Someone asking her, "Did you get vaccinated?" She goes, "That question is a violation." It's just an incredible take.
Do you think your cat would be anti-vax or pro-vax?
She's gotten a lot of vaccines. She doesn't really complain about it. I feel like she's more just passive.
Okay, so whatever. She's not pro-anti, but if it has to get done to, that's good.
She's along for the ride.
I won't hold it against animals.
Definitely pro-ivermectin though. She's big into horse dewormer.
Big Joe Rogan. Oh, she listens to Joe Rogan Experience.
Oh my god! Did you see the video?
I did.
He looks like a corpse,
and yet
he does not look well.
And yet he's going to.
He's a prime physical specimen. You
yes.
see a picture of him with his nipples out?
Yes, I have.
My favorite.
I don't think I'm on the record. I don't think he's, telling the truth. I think what's going to happen is
I think he's going to like relapse and like almost die.
No, I don't. I think that'll be the story. I don't think that's what actually will happen.
No,
I think
it's.
Yeah. So we're recording this
Thursday, September 2nd at 9:12 p.m.
Right. So I have a habit here where I say something and it ages terribly. Previous episode I talked about how I was like, I'd like DaBaby, like a song involving DaBaby, right?
Oh, no.
But I said, hold on, and I because we did an episode about like music videos. Dolly Parton had a music video where she marries Hulk Hogan. And this is like the 80s, right? So it's like a Hulkamania's height. Dolly Parton is still Dolly Parton, queen, by the way. Like we stand. But we were talking about like what like musician and like wrestler, and I was like, I'd like to see like DaBaby and Sasha Banks group up. And I said immediately before that this is probably going to, like a week from now, this is going to age terribly.
Oh
because at the time, I didn't say what in context, because at the time he had just released a song that was god-awful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is probably just going to age terribly because another song's going to, like, my thinking like, another song's going to come out, it's going to be terrible, it's going to age terribly. Little did I know that by the time the video would come out, the episode, he would go on and double down on homophobic and transphobic comments. And I was like, wow.
The double down was the wild part.
But like,
that was like the
other part about it is that Sasha Banks is just as problematic because Sasha Banks is like championing eugenics for anti-vaxxing.
Yeah.
And
you
I'm
just
like,
have like a sixth sense.
I was like, I know that. So I'm now saying this on September 2nd when Joe Rogan is alive, that I believe that Joe Rogan is not actually a COVID positive and is about to probably come up with some supplement from his fucking supplement company that's going to make it where he's going to be like, this is what I took.
That's interesting.
And then because he's a grifter, my guy. Like, he's
he's just going to say it's CBD.
He's going to say it's no. It's going to be a brand new supplement that's specifically. He just continued to take his supplements that he was taking. He doubled up the dosage of his, alpha wolf, alpha male brain pill. And gorilla.
He's gonna say he took ketamine and it solved it.
And his gorilla grip substance and shit like that gives him the gorilla grip on his Guac 9000. So this is about a month before you're listening to this. He's still alive. I am going to leave this
earlier today said he was feeling fantastic.
Yeah. So, my man's doing a grift scheme. I'm seeing it now. You listener, I believe you as well should have seen it by now already. That he's grifting or he died, and this aged terribly.
I thought he was vaccinated for some reason.
No.
I thought that he was just wishy-washy on young people shouldn't get it or whatever. But I thought he was.
He probably is for
but he won't
professional but he won't admit it. Like the same way the fucking senators
all the Fox News hosts.
They're all like, "Oh, I'm actually
they're all vaccinated because they're required to be."
Yeah.
But you'll notice that all of the radio hosts are fucking dropping like flies.
Dude, it's hilarious.
Because they actually buy it.
Yeah. It is. They peddle that. They're secondhand peddlers. It's bullshit. But it's like the people peddling the bullshit don't believe it. It's the people
don't believe it. The radio hosts do.
Yeah. I'm not going to get it.
They're a level behind.
Yeah, they're the second. They're underneath the MLM. They're the multi-level one. They're like, yeah, this isn't a scam. This is great. You guys all listen to this. I profit. There we go.
Yeah, and they're selling it to people who are by now already dead.
Yeah, and have been dead for a little bit.
For a minute, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just so
mostly from taking horse dewormer
paste. Or bleach, drinking bleach. I still can't believe, man. You know what I remembered the other a day or two ago from this the horse dewormer shit. Yeah. Do you remember when at the time President Trump had said was told that he had to tell people to not take drink Lysol, and he was like, you shouldn't, but we're not sure if you shouldn't.
I miss him. I miss him so much, dude.
For the memes, right?
I miss him so much. That's incredible. That going on live television and just waxing lyrical about maybe injecting bleach.
Yeah, no,
that's just. It's incredible.
Unhinged.
Yeah,
is the best
and we won't get to that point with Biden. However, feeble and crazed he gets, Joe is never gonna get there. Which it's just so sad to me that we're never gonna get back to that point.
We'll
get the crazy shit where he drifts off and then starts talking about corn pop or whatever. But we're never gonna get maybe inject bleach
from a content sense. Yeah, it's never gonna be that. It'll be just as bad socially though, because it's not like they're actually doing anything to really change shit.
No.
Yeah. Plus, especially when you have a cop for a vice president, when you're also,
functionally identical, save for Afghanistan.
Yeah,
but functionally identical.
Yeah. Function. Yeah. That's a good. That's a very. I'm just gonna borrow that because I don't use big words like you, Mr. Law Student.
Yeah. No, that's the thing is I'm in all these classes or whatever that are talking about all these decisions that are made and why and how we're separating policy from law. We're objectively looking at the law from this outside perspective. And it's no, just look at the fucking result and determine if it would be functionally the same if you ruled a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
We can just look at what happened and be like, oh, that'd be the same as if we made this horrible decision. We don't have to hide it behind all this jurisdiction bullshit.
Mm-hmm. It's fucked, man. Whole systems. I saw your retweet today. We can talk about that off. I saw your retweet. I think I liked it.
What did I retweet today?
It was
I retweet it's like half crazy shit.
Half crazy shit, and then half just like look at look at how dumb for the record, everybody. Bio is one of the few people I know who is just as loud as me when saying all cops are bastard. Also, there's another part that I've added because of Bio, which is
all prosecutors are cops.
Exactly. So, for the record, everybody's listening going like, wait a second. No, Bio, good dude. I wouldn't have him on the podcast if he didn't agree with my stance. Fuck that. It's my platform. But so the idea of just the I think it was a screenshot of the Ruth Bader Ginsburg's
It is. I'm looking at it right now.
Wikipedia.
It's a screenshot of the two sections of her Wikipedia. Decision not to retire under Obama, and then directly beneath it, death in succession, which is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that will forever be her legacy.
No. Not if neolibs have anything to do about it. She was a stanchion for
she was a slay queen girl boss, and she gate kept her position on the Supreme Court to the detriment of half of the population. Yeah. More than that, actually.
More than that, yeah. But yeah, that's how the Kennel from Hell led to talking about politics. It's all started because we're just sitting there like, this is just ridiculous. Dude, it's the
same thing though. It's all we're watching is just untrained dogs pissing and shitting while people are fighting inside of a cage.
Yeah,
that's all it is, right?
Yeah, really.
All these people dunking on each other on Twitter or whatever. Those are the people fighting in the cage, and then everyone liking and retweeting or whatever. It's these pissing and shitting untrained dogs dicking around on the outside and occasionally nipping at the fingers of the people who are fighting for no reason.
There is footage of it, and if I had more time,
I gotta see the uncut footage of
there's footage because there's so many cameras they got rolling at the same time, and when they're focusing on the wrestlers, they're not focusing but they're still having to shoot.
There's other cameras on the dogs.
These dogs are going to town on each other. They are fucking
so awesome.
They're fucking, they're shitting, they legitimately shit to the point where I think one of the cameramen tried to pick it up so they wouldn't step on it.
Yeah.
And didn't have anywhere to put it, so they threw it underneath the ring.
Good.
And there was 3 other matches that happened after that, so they just have this smell of dog shit in the area.
To continue the fucking metaphor, that's just Twitter mods hiding it behind a sensitive content warning or whatever. Everyone can smell something weird, and everyone kind of knows what it is because everyone peeked. And
wait a second, I know what that is. I know what this context is.
Exactly.
I saw somebody tweeting about this.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know what this is. But yeah, it's such a good metaphor. We're just all in the kennel of hell from hell. That's all we are.
We're untrained Rottweilers, pissing and shitting.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with the comparison at first because I was
I think it worked.
It does work. No, it does.
And all the cameras are rolling, man.
And all the cameras
they're going to keep rolling. They do not stop rolling, no matter what we do on the outside here.
No, we can stop fucking shitting and pissing, and they're still going to roll. Wondering why aren't they attacking anything?
Because we're powerless to. We're not trained to do that.
I still can't. They didn't get it. They just fucking went bot. They were just just hack the. I like the idea where they they didn't even call the vet to ask. They hacked it. They have a fucking government level hacker who's hacking the fucking veterinary records of the area.
They just stood on street corners and flagged people down who were walking their dogs.
Hey, you got a rot. Hey, you got
not even scheduling it, just ushering them into the building where it's happening.
And I wonder if they just. I don't know if those were all the owners. But I could definitely,
100%.
I think they were because they're just
They did it for the free shirt, dude. They were all in uniform. They did it for
the guy
shirt.
Tripping at the end of it, right?
Yes,
right. You could tell he was unprepared to run, and his dog's taking off after the other dogs, and he's whoa, and he trips over, I guess, his own feet, and like falls on the dog a little bit, but I think he catches him so he doesn't like actually fall, which is good. But it's just rough. I just can't. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the concept of like it was inspired by like the evil villain, like shark infested water, like circling the platform. If you were an evil villain and you could have anything surrounding your arch villain or arch rival, arch hero. I don't even know. What is the term? Is it arch rival if you're the villain?
It's just rival. Arch nemesis.
Arch nemesis, yeah. That works. I always think of it from a hero standpoint, so I'm like, which is arch.
I would probably do fucking crocodiles or whatever, right?
Doing crocodiles?
They're amphibious.
Yeah. I would do.
But also, they're really easy to defeat, though, because you just, like, pinch their mouth shut.
I'm going hippos.
Hippos are vicious.
Yeah. That's why I should have asked this before Nora left, because I know Nora would have an incredible...
Nora would have a good answer.
Very good answer.
I know that also... Aren't pandas, like, super dangerous, too?
To themselves?
No, you're thinking of sloths.
No, pandas are... Sloths would
Honestly,
be...
no, seriously, though, horses. I'm not joking. Put them all ass facing the ring. Because like you don't approach a horse from behind. It's super dangerous. They'll kick your shit in. Like they will kick a hoof print into your forehead.
The big Bossman would have lost his finger, would have lost his hand.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
No, I'm doing
the front. Those things fucking like.
Oh, they fucking
headbutt your
headbutt.
fingers off.
Yeah,
they will bite your fingers off too.
Yeah, I'm going.
You see that video of a horse stepping on a bird?
Yes.
And it just like squeaks and explodes. They're dangerous animals. They're huge.
Look, they are. Hippos are the most dangerous, though. Did you see that video of the hippo chasing people in the water?
No, I have not seen that.
So hippos, shout out
Tirzu
because I didn't know how it worked. I just knew that they were able to run on the bottom of these riverbeds.
They're like jet skis. It's wild.
They are so dense that they have the ability to actually run on the water.
So cool.
Or run underneath water, right? Like we're kind of doing it.
Buoyancy's all weird.
I wonder if that got picked up. Me like stomping.
They're like Metal Mario.
Yeah.
Mario 64.
So, but they're able to like do it at like 40 miles an hour, which is like they top speed on land. I think at 60.
Yeah, they make a wake in the water.
Yeah. And they just it's
scary.
So like they're
and they can crush watermelons.
Yeah, with ease.
Yeah, like it's nothing.
And they literally drag humans that are in their territory and drown them. Like they'll just go up, they'll grab your leg, and they'll pull you in.
Right.
I'm
partial on snakes.
Snakes would have been a good, solid. I don't know.
Like, but I'm talking about like the Indiana Jones like pit of snakes where it's like
millions.
It's like a ball pit of snakes.
Yeah, that would. I don't know how well that would work with the cage, but at the same time, like I'm like my hypothetical also isn't working with the cage. That like hippos aren't going to work.
Kind of good actually if you get like the snakes that like climb up trees and shit.
Yeah,
you put them on the bars.
Yeah. Like you'd have to put like plexiglass on the other side so they couldn't like. They couldn't leave and go into the crowd.
Yeah,
you'd have
in the crowd.
Could you imagine? That's the snakes in a ring. Well, let's do that. Let's write that script. Let's start writing that script.
Snakes get loose in the stadium,
and we just never finish it. I'll just never finish that idea either.
Yeah, I mean, you could take any zombie movie and replace the zombies with snakes, and it'd be like better, right?
Get those Sidewinder ones,
or like games even like Dead Rising. In the mall, just like a fuck ton of snakes.
I feel like it doesn't work because they're like intimidation wise they work, but like in theory, but like tarantulas, like people would legitimately but like tarantulas don't really like actually. No,
they're more scared of scared of people. Though.
Yeah, so
they
like
just hide.
It's just like they're not trying to actually attack. Also, like maybe like I don't want to go with falcon because falcons can fuck you up, man. They kick it like 200 miles an hour. It's ridiculous.
Oh, they're scary. That's why they have those huge gloves on when people are falconing.
Yeah.
They can kill deer.
Yeah. Again, shout out Tirzu. I've seen the same clip of a falcon dive bombing a fast flying goose, like trying to get away from it.
Yeah.
and he just kicks him in the skull, and the goose just fucking goes right into the ground.
Honestly, though, geese surrounding the ring would not be the worst idea.
No,
those things are crazy.
Yeah, they're smart.
More so that they're not like afraid of a crowd.
No, they're not. They're not smart enough to know that they're not the biggest. Like have you ever been attacked by a geese?
Oh yeah, they would sit around my high school, and people would. The joke was always that we want to get bit by the geese so that finally they have to like bring animal control out and shoot them, because like they were so mean. They would like chase people around and like,
oh jeez,
they would never hurt anybody, but like they would chase you for like a good minute. Like you'd run from them and they would keep running after you. It was really scary.
Yeah, I've been chased by 2 geese, and then I turned around and punched one.
In the head?
I think I like got it in like the chest. So like it just kind of.
You want to do the neck chop.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. Yeah, I didn't think of it.
That's hard. That's longest like surface area.
Yeah,
right? You can do
they're dumb. That's what they attack with.
Yeah,
like
it's like that video of giraffes fighting, right?
Yes,
where they like swing their heads around.
Yeah, and then break their neck on the force.
Like a flail.
Yeah. Also, question related. So we were in Bear's Discord a week or 2 ago, and the topic got brought up of how many 7-year-olds you. Well, I brought up that one where how many 7-year-olds could you beat in a fight at once? I said 35 easy, but
that's a lot, Grumm.
I mean, they're 7-year-olds.
I know, but think of how much weight that is.
I have. There's a tweet where I break it down where the average 7-year-old. Let me find this. The average 7-year-old, I believe, is 45 pounds.
That seems
on.
Maybe that's accurate. But 45 times 35 is a lot.
Correct. It's a lot of weight at one time. If
Grumm, that's 1,500
No,
pounds. That's almost a ton.
That's fine. I'm almost a fifth of a ton. I mean,
What can you squat, Grumm?
I can squat probably like 475.
Okay, cool. You just need to multiply that by 4, and you'll be able to withstand it if they all like.
If they all jump on me at once, it's not the. All right, the average 7-year-old is 50 pounds and 4 feet tall.
50 pounds.
50 pounds.
That's
here. All right, so here's what you're not factoring in.
1750.
Okay, that I am. At this time, I am 29 years old, okay? I have at the point of mastered my motor controls for at least 10 years, okay? At least 10 years. Maybe more. However, these 7-year-olds have just barely understood their motor skills, okay? They don't know how to stop. They just run, and they get tired. They don't know how to.
You've clearly never been to like summer camp,
yes,
where this like happens regularly, where kids will like jump all over.
No, I have, and again, my odds very good. Do you know why? Mr. Grumm, throw me, and then I throw a kid, and I throw another kid, and I throw another kid, and then I throw one kid, and they fall, and they don't want to get thrown no more.
35 is a lot.
35 is a lot, correct.
Your hubris, I think, will defeat you.
Nah, I can use one of them to take out several of them.
Yeah. I've heard all these arguments.
Okay,
before, and I'm not convinced.
But all right, to the point, because we're talking about geese. How many ducks do you think you could take in a fight?
Ducks don't like chase you though.
They can be aggressive.
I guess. I'm probably like 35.
Okay,
same number of.
That's more than I said. That's more than I said. I said 25 because they
can take more human beings than geese.
Yes.
Or ducks.
Yes.
That's
ducks.
ridiculous.
Ducks can fly, and thus they can come at multiple like levels, right? So like they can come straight at my face, where the children like have to cooperate.
It's
so that
not Pearl Harbor. They're not fucking coordinating an attack, dude. They're ducks.
They're just okay. They are all right. Think about being swarmed by bees, right? Okay? Now imagine if those bees were the size of ducks. But they're
That's
ducks.
not how swarms work.
What do you mean?
swarm of bees works because the bees are small enough to swarm around you.
Yes, but now just imagine it's ducks.
Right? Like
they're
planes.
They're
like planes
bigger
around
bees.
Ping Pong. Yeah, they're much bigger. So the you're only going to be like actively engaging with 2, maybe 3 tops at once.
No, absolutely.
Whereas with bees, it's like 20 or 30.
Yeah, okay, but just think about how many bees there are. Now, can you imagine like 20 of those, right? Could you take that?
Could you? How about if that's kids?
I could take that. I could take that.
No, you can't.
Yes, I could. I could beat the shit out of a whole bunch of 7-year-olds if I had to.
Yeah, okay.
If you put me on the if the government were to call me tomorrow and go, Grumm, if Joe Biden,
you're like one of these motherfuckers on Twitter who are like, you send me over to Afghanistan, brother. I'll take care of that.
I'll save those dogs. I'll save those.
I'll save those dogs.
If the government calls me tomorrow, brother, they call me tomorrow. They say, Grumm, I need you to mess up a whole bunch of 7-year-olds. I need you to go to this elementary school and fuck up every 7-year-old you can find between 3rd and 4th grade.
Fun fact, that's what they do. They just do it with friends.
Yeah, well,
you.
It hurts. That's sad.
Yeah. Well.
God. Well, it's a good thing we're all going to hell, you know.
Yeah.
If we're already there, who knows?
I think. There's an argument to be made. This is the worst reality.
Yeah, this is definitely the darkest timeline. I think we effectively killed another half hour for the podcast. I think so.
Okay.
So and we're also getting off to so many tangents that like we could be here for another 3 hours.
Of course.
Talking, but we can save that for future episodes of the Dork Side of the Ring. Biomart. Where can the people find you once more? Maybe you.
Twitter at Biomart _. I wanted to plug Stop Cop City, which is a organization that's trying to stop an $80 million police training facility from being built on several hundred acres of historic forest in Atlanta.
Wow.
So you can donate to that organization. Flyers, you can canvas if you're in the area, that sort of thing.
I will put that in a link, pass that along to some people. I know some people in the area who will be interested in that. Stop Cop City.
Google Stop Cop City.
Yeah. Let me do that right quick because I'm sure I can find the. There's probably a.
It's the first result.
Yeah. It's probably it is atlDSA.org/Stop Cop City. That's the one. That's the Atlanta DSA. Yeah. Yeah. That is. It's good. Yep. Good to down or good to.
That's my plug.
That's your plug. That's a good one. That is. You know what? That's a good one. And I appreciate that. I know. I'm
showing up. I'm just making all your other guys feel bad for plugging their own shit.
Right. You're making me feel bad. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's all right. There's time to plug. There will be time to, plug things at intervals that are. When I have good, big episodes where I can be like, hey, a lot of people are listening. Good. You're listening. Cool. Go. Like right now, you might be listening. You might have heard about us plugging this. Hi. Hello. Yeah. Also go to Black Giving Circle. I believe there's multiples in cities. I know there's a Philly one that you donate to them, and they donate to they're a nonprofit organization that donates and makes sure funds go to social programs that benefit inner city people, which is good. And
mutual aid organizations in your area. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Remember, all cops are bastards, and
all prosecutors are cops.
That's right.
It's true.
Which means, by proxy, the transitive property, all prosecutors.
Transitive property.
all prosecutors are bastards as well. Yeah. Biomart, thank you for coming on, bud. I love you. It was a lot of fun.
Of course.
Nora, if you're listening, I love you too. I'm pretty sure I said it, but I love you too, Nora. Thank you for coming on, bud.
Yeah, peace out, man.
Once again, I want to thank Biomart and thank Nora for coming through. Appreciate you guys for your friendship, for your companionship, for your apprenticeships, for your mentorships, and just everything. Thank you guys for coming on. If you guys enjoyed what you listened to, you can find Biomart and Nora across the internets at the places that they told them to. I'll tag them in the things. I forgot to write them down ahead of time. But as I'm recording this, it is late. I am sleepy, and I have work in the morning. So I'm but one man, a one-man operation here. If you would like to support this one-man operation, do a couple things. You go to Dork Side of the Ring, Twitter, your Instagram, at Dork Side Ring. Go ahead, follow, hit them retweets, hit them likes. You can go to my Twitter, my Instagram, I am Grumm. Do the same thing when I post about the actual podcast, or in general, whenever I just say something funny or something insightful, perhaps, maybe. You can also follow me on Twitch for now, twitch.tv/tgrumm, or just go to grumm.tv. You can join the podcast for both this, join the podcast, join the Discord. Like I said, it's like, join the Discord for this podcast, for all my contentual adventures. Join.grumm.tv. And you can also, if you'd love to, I want you to do this if you love it. This way, if you do it, I know you love me. And if you love me, I love you. You love me, I love you. Whatever Barney would say afterwards. But go to the Patreon, patreon.com/Grumm. And that'll be good. I swear, I'm probably going to get it wrong. I hope I don't get it wrong. I'm pretty sure it's patreon.com. It's new. I launched it like accidentally. But we've got a couple people here, and it's good. It's great. I like it. It feels good. It is ultimately nice and warm is what it is. You know, it's nice and warm. So I appreciate any and all support. If you guys want to do all that stuff, you do the free ones, which is the Twitters, the Instagrams. Just keep listening. Leave a 5-star review. Subscribe on your favorite podcasting platforms. It is free. Your love don't cost a thing. And neither does this podcast. So I thank you guys. Next week we've got, I believe we've got Chet and Blam talking about the Pillman incident. I don't want to lie to you, so I'm going to look right now. I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to tell you right now what it is. It is. So we're going to have Chet Ripley and Blambert from the CPF Tyler I Am Discord talking about Pillman's got a gun. The Pillman incident. The Pillman 9mm versus Austin 316. Chet, longtime wrestling fan. Blambert has only ever watched the custody of Dominic Mysterio match. So it's good. Good fun ahead of us. A lot of fun. That's next week's episode. This week's episode, a lot of fun. If you liked it, you know what to do. Hit the Twitters, hit the socials. Tell people, tell the friends, tell the family members, tell your dog. Even if your dog doesn't listen to podcasts, doesn't have a smartphone, you tell your dog about this. You know why? You trust your dog. And if you can tell your dog about my podcast, then you can tell anybody about this podcast. All right? Because your dog has no use of it for this information. And if you can do that, you could tell people who could use this information to check out the Dork Side of the Ring podcast on their favorite podcasting platform. You can do that because I love you. With that, we're closing out this week's episode of Dork Side of the Ring. I'm deliriously kind of tired. Not deliriously tired, but kind of tired. And I will see you guys next week here on the Dork Side of the Ring, where we don't take things too seriously, because wrestling is a whole lot more fun when no one's taking it seriously. I am Grumm. You are leaving the Dork Side of the Ring. And I will see you next week here on the Dork Side of the Ring podcast.